The settler myth. The hidden names behind Israel's political elite. In the heart of the Middle East lies a nation built on trauma, ideology, and one of the most complex identity constructions of the modern world, Israel. But beneath the public personas of its leaders lies a lesser-discussed truth. Not a single Israeli prime minister was born in the land they now govern. Among them, perhaps the most symbolic is Benjamin Netanyahu, a man whose real surname is Milikowski, whose family roots trace back to Poland, and whose identity was shaped far from the soil of present-day Israel. This is not merely a biographical footnote. It is a symptom of a deeper, unresolved historical tension between native and newcomer, between the myth of indigeneity and the fact of settler colonialism. Benjamin Netanyahu, from Milikowski to the Sabra mask. Born in Tel Aviv in 1949, Benjamin Netanyahu presents himself as a native Israeli. But his father, Benzion Milikowski, was born in Warsaw, Poland, and emigrated to British Mandate Palestine in the 1920s. Like many Zionist ideologues of the time, the elder Milikowski adopted a Hebrew name to integrate into the newly imagined national identity. Netanyahu followed suit. The surname Netanyahu is a carefully crafted mask, a Hebrew name that implies deep historical roots in the land, when in fact, the family history traces to Eastern Europe. This transformation of identity is not unique to Netanyahu. It is a widespread practice among Israel's political class, part of a larger project to obscure their settler origins and frame the modern Israeli state as a return rather than a colonization. All prime ministers, none native. To understand this fully, consider the origins of every Israeli prime minister. David Ben-Gurion, born David Grun in Poland. Moshe Sharett, born in Kherson, Russian Empire, now Ukraine. Levi Eshkol, born in Oratov, Russian Empire, now Ukraine. Golda Meir, born in Kiev, Russian Empire. Menachem Begin, born in Brest, Belarus, then Poland. Yitzhak Shamir, born in Ruzhnoy, Poland. Yitzhak Rabin, born in Jerusalem, but to Ukrainian and Russian immigrant parents. Shimon Peres, born Simon Persky in Wisniu, Poland. Ehud Barak, born in British Mandate Palestine to Eastern European parents. Ariel Sharon, born in British Mandate Palestine to Belarusian immigrants. Ehud Olmert, born in British Mandate Palestine, parents from Ukraine/Russia. Tzipi Livni acting, born in Tel Aviv to Polish parents. Benjamin Netanyahu, Polish father, American education. Naftali Bennett, parents from San Francisco, USA. Yair Lapid, son of Yosef Lapid, born in Yugoslavia. Isaac Herzog, born in Tel Aviv, father from Ireland. Conclusion? The entire leadership lineage of Israel was either born abroad or born to parents who had immigrated recently, most within one generation. The political purpose of name changes. Changing one's name is not a neutral act. In Israel, it's a deliberate political act, historically rooted in the Zionist goal of fabricating a continuous and legitimate presence in the land. This is not merely about adopting Hebrew names. It's about erasing European or American origins to create the illusion of indigeneity. A name like Netanyahu evokes biblical heritage. Ben-Gurion suggests ancient Jewish heroism. But behind these names are people who, only a generation ago, were living in Polish shtetls or American suburbs. This name-washing project distances Israeli leaders from their European colonial footprint. It allows them to cast Palestinians, the actual indigenous people of the land, as foreigners or terrorists, while they present themselves as rightful inheritors of the land. It's historical gaslighting at a national scale. Settler colonialism in disguise. Settler colonialism is marked by the replacement of an indigenous population with an invasive settler society that, over time, develops a distinctive identity and claims legitimacy over the land. In Israel, This process has been obscured by a unique religious narrative, the return of Jews to their ancient homeland. But religious belief does not erase historical fact. The Zionist project, especially post-1948, has followed the textbook path of settler colonialism. Mass migration, dispossession of natives, military dominance, land appropriation, legal erasure, and cultural supremacy. Changing your name from Milikowski to Netanyahu doesn't make you a native. It makes you an actor in a long, ongoing performance designed to justify what many international scholars and institutions now label apartheid. Go back home. Milikowski? Go back home is a phrase often thrown at Palestinians by Israeli nationalists, many of whom, ironically, have no ancestral link to the land beyond Scripture. If the standard for belonging is blood, geography, and generations of presence, then Milikowski's home is not Jerusalem. It is Warsaw. But Palestinians from Haifa, Lydda, or Jaffa, who still carry the keys to homes stolen in 1948, are branded as outsiders. This inversion of justice is the foundation of the Israeli state as it stands today. The takeaway: Israel's founding and continuation rely not only on military might and political alliances, but on narrative control. And one of the most effective tools of this narrative is the Hebrew name, a smokescreen that hides a colonial truth. Benjamin Netanyahu is not just a man. He is a symbol of erasure, of identity laundering, of the settler colonial project masquerading as indigenous reclamation. To unmask that truth is not anti-Semitic, nor anti-Israeli. It is simply historical honesty. Until that truth is reckoned with, there will be no justice. And without justice, no peace. Footnotes available upon request.